Hi guys, this is going to be a new series. I think I'm going to call it Animal slash Pet series because I've had a lot of strange animals in my life and also just regular pets, the normal kind. And I thought I would wear this shirt for the series because it has a bear, has my Indian chief on it, and what all does it have? I don't know. A bear. Well, here, I'll turn around and hopefully you can see the back. So there's a wolf on one shoulder and a bear, and I'm not sure what all. But anyway, you know how I am with. I gotta wear a shirt that kind of matches the series. Anyway, I just think it adds a little bit to it. But anyway, okay. The story is, my first story is, I think I was about 2 years old, 3 years old. As soon as I was old enough to get out of the house without anyone watching me, I would go across the street. And it wasn't like a busy street neighborhood, but it was like, a row of houses. And then on this side was a huge park, like just a gigantic park, grassy area. And it had a small, remember this is back in the 60s. It had a small zoo that where you didn't have to, pay to get in or anything. It was just wide open. So all these animals were in just, what do you call it? A chain link fence. So, it was just chain linked. Lions, tigers, monkeys, all these animals were just in a chain link fence. So they weren't very careful. And but as far as I know, none of them got out or hurt anybody or anything like that. And then in front, my favorite animal was the lion, and he was just gigantic with all this hair. He was just majestic looking. I mean, he was just gorgeous. And he was my favorite animal, so I'd always go. I would see all of them, the birds and everything, but I always came back. He was my number one that I loved the most. Okay, so he's in this cage, probably about as big as the room I'm in right now. So about the size of a living room. Wasn't very big, wasn't big enough for him to even walk around. He'd have to walk in circles, it was awful, really. But he was very chill. And okay, so here's the chain link fence, and he's there. Well, on this side was just like this little rope thing to tell you to stay in back of the rope, right? So it was only like, I want to say about 3 feet from the actual cage. And the little rope thing, I could step over it myself at 2 years old. So it was only maybe a foot off the ground, and it kind of sloped like that, and then it went to poles, and then it would slope again and slope again, and all these poles were spaced out probably, I don't know, probably about 5 feet or 4 or 5 feet or something like that. And then there would be another pole, so it just went like that all the way around the little zoo. So I would go over there and step over that rope, and I'd go, there wasn't anybody around to stop me, so I would step over the rope, go over there, and I would pet his paw. If he was up eating or doing anything or sleeping somewhere else, as soon as he saw me coming, he would come over and lay at the fence and put his paws through as much as he could. So I would just sit there and pet his paws, and I would talk to him, and he was just so chill. And okay, so the fence that he was in the right corner, like some of it had been pulled up, so it wasn't like, it's hard to explain. So, like, here's the fence. This corner of the chain link was pulled up. I don't know, enough for me to notice at 2 years old, right? So it was probably just inches, maybe 4 or 5 inches, I want to say, where somebody had rolled it up or something, or it came unbuckled and it rolled up somehow. I'm not really sure. But after a few months, well, it wasn't even a few months, probably just a few weeks of going over there and petting him, and I was feeling so sorry for him that he couldn't run around or just be a lion, And I noticed that rolling of the fence. So this is probably half of what's wrong with my back. So I went over there and I would pull and pull and pull. I would try to pull and pull and pull enough for him to get out. We're in the middle of a city. But I'm 2 years old. I'm not thinking of a lion running loose, hurt anyone, because I just didn't feel like he was going to hurt anybody. And I just wanted him to run free. So, so I would go over there every day and just pull and pull and pull on this fence, and I finally did get it up. Maybe, well, it wasn't big enough to even get his head out of, but probably I pulled it up about 2 feet eventually, after probably a couple months of going over there and doing this. And then as soon as I was tired, I would pet him first, and I'd get up and pull the fence, pull, and he'd just lay there and look at me like he knew it was futile, but I didn't know, so I kept trying. And then as soon as I got too tired, I would go and sit down next to him and pet his feet and everything, his paws. And I'd talk to him, and I'd tell him how I wanted him to be loose and just be able to, just live his life, It's crazy. But I just love that lion. So I consider him my first pet, really. Not that he was in my house ever or anything like that. And I couldn't walk him around the block or anything, but yeah, I would take him snacks and things too. He didn't eat them, but a little offering of love, But it'd be like an Oreo or cookie or chocolate chip cookie. He wasn't interested in that. He wanted, a gazelle or something, But anyway, so this is number 1 in I don't know what I should call, I guess, animal/pets series. Okay, we're just gonna roll with that. Okay, guys, and if you have any animal stories, I would love to hear all of them, because I just love animals. I wanted to be a veterinarian, and but so much school and so much money, I never did it. But I really love animals. I really connect with them. So any stories that you can leave in the comments, I would so appreciate it, and I will read them, and I will love them, and no matter what it is, and I'll get back to you. All right. Okay, guys, have a good one. I hope to see you on number 2. All right. Bye-bye.